Hey guys, we're back with another tutorial. This one's called Idaho, and the main objectives for this particular tutorial are to experiment with the transform controls, to make some adjustments using adjustment layers, blending modes will be used, as well as adjusting the opacity of certain layers, and then we'll mess a little bit with the text tool and adjust some kerning, tracking, and leading of the text. So what you're going to need to do is first download the forest.tiff file, and once that's downloaded, go ahead and open that up in Photoshop. Alright, once your image is open in Photoshop, the first thing that we're going to want to do is to duplicate the layer. And if you remember from the other tutorials, the quick and easy way to do that is by pressing Command J if you're on a Mac, or Control J if you're on a PC. And then we're going to add what's called an adjustment layer. Now, the nice thing about adjustment layers is that it creates a brand new layer that lets you adjust everything that's below it. And the nice thing about this is that you're not actually applying the adjustments to the layer. You're actually applying it to its own layer, so that you don't actually destroy or degrade the image in any way. So we are going to add the color balance adjustment layer. So you just click on this little icon right there, and then you'll notice how it opens up the properties options box. So all I want you to do is to play around a little bit and adjust the colors. Have fun with it, and you notice if I change some of these sliders that the image gets adjusted, and I can do some some fun things, and so just adjust it to the way that you like it. Alright, once you've adjusted it the way that you like it, then we're going to go ahead and grab the text tool. So remember, the keyboard shortcut is the letter T on the keyboard, and then click anywhere in the canvas one time and write the word Idaho. Once you've written the word Idaho, then go ahead and scale it up. Remember to hold Shift to constrain the proportions. And then we just want to pick a big bold font, so I'm going to do Arial Black. And then you can change it to any color you want by clicking on this color palette and then moving the color picker around to something that suits you. And then one other thing I wanted to show you is something called Faux Styles, and that's in this area right here. And you'll notice that the word Idaho is right now in title case, meaning that the first letter is capital and then everything else is lowercase. And so if I click on this one with the 2 capital T's, it's going to automatically make everything all capitals. And so you can kind of play around with those and get some fun results. Okay, once we've gotten our text the way that we like it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the tracking. So the tracking is the space in between each character in the entire word. And to adjust that, I'm going to go to the tracking option here in the character options. I'm just going to enter 40. And you notice how the letters just spread out just a little bit. Once I've adjusted the tracking, then I'm going to go ahead and adjust the kerning in between the letters I and D. Now, kerning adjusts the space in between 2 characters. And so sometimes this is useful if you're using a font and like the A and the L are far apart from each other, and so you can use this to adjust that. So I'm going to grab my text tool and I'm going to place the cursor right in between the I and the D, and then if I hold down Option or Alt if you're on a PC and move my left and right arrows, you'll notice how those 2 letters are getting closer to one another. So I'm going to make it so that they touch. That way it's obvious that I'm actually adjusting it. And that is how you adjust the kerning. The next step is to warp the word Idaho. And so to do that, go to Edit, Transform, Warp. And then up in the options bar of Photoshop, you'll see that there is this drop down that allows you to select some preset transformations. And so kind of scroll through them, choose some different ones, see which one you like, and from there you can pick. Now once you've actually selected the general warping that you'd like to do, you can actually go on these grids and you can adjust it a little bit to fit your needs. Once you've got it the way that you liked it, go ahead and press enter, and that just kind of sets it in place. And then we're going to make it look a little bit 3D, give it some dimension, and to do that we're going to add a layer style. So go to the layer styles down at the bottom of your layers palette, the little FX button here, and go up to bevel and emboss, and kind of play around with some of those settings to give it that three-dimensional look. So you can change, the size, you can change some of the styles if you'd like, and play around with it so that it gives it that dimension. Once you've gotten it the way that you like it, go ahead and press OK. The next step is to change the opacity of this layer. And so with the Idaho layer selected, I'm just going to go up to the opacity here at the top of the layers palette, and I'm just going to click on the word opacity, and I'm just going to slide my mouse left and right to adjust that opacity. And so I'm going to go down to maybe 75, and you can start seeing the background come through the letters. And then the last thing is to add a blending mode. So blending modes are essentially how you can blend a specific layer into the other layers underneath it. There's a lot of different options, so it's just up to you to kind of play with what works and what doesn't. To add a blending mode, just go to the drop down box here at the top of the layers palette, and I am going to add an overlay. And so you can kind of see now how my image is changed a little bit. The word Idaho looks a little bit different. And once I've gotten the text the way that I like it, I'm going to go ahead and center it. So I'm going to move it around till those little pink guides tell me that I'm centered. And that's it. Now you're ready to save. And that is how you complete the Idaho tutorial. We'll see you next time.